Hey, crash test dummy fans! A South African channel recently compared the Corolla Cross Hybrid, the VW T-Cross, and the Kia Seltos. However, as usual, occupant crash safety was simply glossed over. We, however, got the lowdown on which of these cars might just send you to the ER faster. It's the Kia Seltos, but buckle up, because vehicle crash safety isn't as straightforward as you might think. First off, NCAPs, new car assessment programs, are like the judges of car safety, but they're regional. A 5-star car in Europe might flop in Asia or Africa. Remember the 2024 Suzuki Swift? Euro NCAP gave it 3 stars, but the Australasian NCAP only gave it 1 star. The Swifts looked the same, but they had different safety specifications. Global NCAP assesses vehicle safety for Africa and, until recently, did so also for India. However, India has now introduced its own safety rating system called BARAT NCAP. NCAP ratings are regional and model-specific. You cannot apply an NCAP rating from Euro NCAP to a car model in Africa, because the safety equipment and structural integrity of the cars are usually different. In order to compare apples with apples, the vehicles must be rated by the same regional NCAP under the same protocols. Now let's consider the crash safety ratings for each vehicle. The Corolla Cross, under Euro NCAP and ANCAP, 5 stars, but in the frontal crash, driver protection was rated as weak and protection for the neck of the 10-year-old? Marginal. However, ASEAN NCAP rated protection for the driver's chest as acceptable, but protection for the right leg was rated as marginal. How safe is the Corolla Cross in emerging markets, though? Well, it's a gamble, because a lot of the safety features that are standard in developed markets are either optional items or are only available on the top-of-the-range vehicles. The Corolla Cross is more likely to perform worse than what is recorded by Euro NCAP and ANCAP.
Were not as stable in crashes as those models supplied to first world countries.
The Yaris is one of the cars sold here that received a lower rating than the models sold in Europe. Technical Director of NCAP, Alejandro Furas.
I would say the South African cars, at least the ones we have tested, most of the cars in the fleets that are looking like the European ones, in most of the cases, in vast majority, they are offering less safety than in Europe.
In 2024, Latin NCAP tested the T-Cross with 6 airbags: frontal airbags, side head curtain airbags, and side chest airbags. Latin NCAP awarded it 5 stars. Euro NCAP and ANCAP awarded it 5 stars too, and 5 global NCAP stars for the Indian-made and manufactured T-Cross, known as the Taigun. However, the Latin NCAP crash test results showed poor whiplash protection for the neck, though from a rear impact, and the side pole impact test showed marginal protection of the driver's chest. Latin NCAP did not assess crash test performance on 6 and 10-year-old dummies. However, higher than expected chest deceleration was recorded for the 18-month-old child, which was in a rearward-facing child seat using eye-size anchorages and a support leg. Euro NCAP assessed the impacts on the 10-year and 6-year-old. In the frontal impact crash, protection for the 10-year-old dummy's neck was rated as marginal. The 5-star global NCAP-rated Taigun with 2 airbags provides marginal protection to the driver's left leg and marginal protection for the chest in both the side deformable barrier and side pole tests. However, the side pole tests was performed in a Taigun that was fitted with the optional side head protection airbags. In our view, the T-Cross might offer slightly better crash protection than the Corolla Cross because, in the frontal crash, the ANCAP-tested Corolla Crosses provided weak protection for the chest of the driver dummy, while the Latin NCAP-tested T-Cross provided adequate protection to the chest. It's likely that the T-Cross sold in South Africa offers the same level of protection as the Latin NCAP-tested T-Cross. These results demonstrate the problem. It's impossible to compare apples with apples when those models sold in Africa have not been rated by global NCAP. In the 2022 updated ANCAP crash rating, the Korean-built Kia Seltos with 6 airbags received 5 stars. However, the 2020 global NCAP crash test of the Indian-built Kia Seltos with 2 airbags only received 3 stars for adults and 2 stars for kids. Ouch! This Indian-made Seltos is also sold in South Africa, but with 6 airbags. In the global NCAP-tested Seltos, protection for the driver-side dummy's chest and knee was rated as marginal, while protection for the tibia on the right and the feet was rated as weak. Rather alarmingly, the Seltos body shell was rated as unstable and not capable of withstanding further loadings. This is in stark contrast to the 5-star ANCAP-tested Seltos, where its body shell was rated as stable. The ANCAP-tested Seltos recorded weak protection for the driver dummy's right leg in the frontal offset test and poor protection of the driver dummy's pelvis in the full-width frontal test. Global NCAP did not do a full-width frontal test. In the oblique pole test, protection for the driver dummy's chest was rated as marginal, and whiplash protection for rear passengers was rated as poor. For child occupants, protection of the 10-year-old dummy's neck in the frontal offset test was rated as poor. Generally, ANCAP or Euro NCAP tested cars produce better crash test protection results than cars from emerging markets. So, these ANCAP results show the best level of protection a Kia Seltos from emerging markets is likely to provide. That said, these results are not good. The Kia Seltos is likely the least safe vehicle of the 3, given its poor ANCAP results and the very real possibility of the African model having an unstable body shell, as recorded in the 2020 global NCAP test. Choosing between these cars for safety, I'd avoid the Seltos, although Kia must be commended for having the vehicle crash test rated by global NCAP. It's tough to choose, though, when the cars have not been specifically crash tested for your region. Manufacturers also play fast and loose with regional specs, prioritizing cool features over life-saving crash protection. But if you don't care about vehicle crash safety, why would manufacturers? Stay safe out there, and remember, know your vehicle's NCAP rating before you buy. Hit that like button if you want more crash course content, and subscribe for the latest on vehicle safety. Drive safe.